Hello. It is Tuesday, my friends, and those of you who have been here for a minute, or if you've just gotten here, Jacqui just pulled down her hair, so it's everywhere. I don't even care. But it's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we do live Tuesday trainings. That's what we do. We do live Tuesday trainings every single Tuesday. At the same time, granted, I am approximately 7 minutes late. I apologize. Thank you for being patient with me. But we do this every single week. And you might ask why. Because maybe not a whole lot of people show up every single time I do it live. Or watch the replay. Or watch it when it goes on YouTube. Or what have you, right? So why would I keep doing it? Because I'm consistent in my business. That's right, in all aspects of my business. The same could be said if I went live on my Facebook one day and 2 people watched the live and nobody commented and nobody did a replay and nobody shared it and nobody hit the like button or the heart button or even the mad button. Or in my perfect world, someday we'll get a David Rose button, but you know, it's Schitt's Creek. And I could sit back and I could say, nobody even watches it when I go live. I'm just not gonna go live. I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Nobody's watching. What would happen to my business if I did that every single time something didn't work? If you haven't already answered yourself, here's the answer to that rhetorical question, is I wouldn't have a business. A business. If I want a hobby, if I want to just show up on social media when I want to show up on social media, if I just want to share stuff when I have like a big success, or if I just want to talk about things like, oh my gosh, I went out to dinner tonight, and things like that, that wouldn't be helping my business, would it? That would just be me being on social media, being like millions of other people on social media who use it for no other purpose but to share what they're eating, or the jerk that they ran to at the red light, or whatever, right? Like all the things. I really honestly try to not scroll Facebook too much, so I don't even know. I don't know what they talk about on the Book of Faces that much, really. That wouldn't be a business, right? When times are slow, when sales are slow, when sponsoring is slow, when I don't get any pre-orders, when maybe I've done a video and nobody watches it, maybe I've gone live and nobody watched it. If I just turned around and said, well, then I'm not doing that again, I'd have to find another way if I really wanted this to be a business, right? Or I could say, no one's showing up yet. Nobody's watching yet. Nobody's buying from me yet. Nobody wants to join my team yet. Nobody wants to work this like a business yet. Do you see the difference that yet makes? Because without even saying it, I'm pretty much telling you that I'm still going to keep on doing it, right? I'm still going to be consistent. Because I know that at some point, someone's going to join. I know at some point, someone's going to purchase something. I know at some point, somebody's going to jump on a live or catch the replay. They just haven't yet. So if I gave up every time that I didn't get the results that I expected, I can tell you one thing. I certainly would not be where I am today. I certainly would not be working my Scentsy business full time on my schedule, around my schedule. Our youngest graduates from elementary school tomorrow. I'm eventually going to have a middle schooler. I see all the other moms posting like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No, I am waiting. Come on, let's go. Is it not high school graduation yet? I digress. Okay, so I know I'm being overly dramatic, but that's the point, right? We have to be consistent in what we do. And one of the things that I have thoroughly believed in, because it has shown itself time and time and time and time again. This is my 10th year with Scentsy, people. 10 years. 10 years of working Scentsy. That's a big accomplishment, okay? Let me just put this in perspective. I was with my cubicle life job for 15 years. 15 years of dedicated service is what they called it, right? I've got some awards and plaques. I don't even know where they are. Because why? Because for one, I'm not with the company anymore. But for two, what did it get me? You know what it got me was I'm so sorry. We've decided that we're going to change some things around, and the billing that you used to do for the people who got in automobile accidents or were involved in workers' compensation claims, or people who had transplants, heart, liver, and kidney transplants, and people who utilize VA or Veterans Administration benefits. Those were all of the accounts that my team and I created and worked and took care of for an entire health system. And they said, we're going to take those and, yeah, because they're really just not bringing in enough income. And it takes a while to work those cases because those tend to be longer drawn out cases, right? They're not cut and dry. Somebody doesn't just, sometimes it would happen, right? Somebody just comes in the ER, gets whatever it is acutely done, and then that's it. They never need any follow-up, or they never need anything else, right? Done. Yeah, few and far between. But for the most part, those are cases that people normally maybe have to go to physical therapy or have to come back time and time again for whether it's a chronic illness or now it's, become something else or whatever, right? And they said, we're going to take those and we've decided to go with this other company and we're going to make them do it. So all that time and all those resources that you spent creating all the things and doing all the things and showing up and creating trainings and building systems, yeah, that was great. That was awesome. But we don't need that anymore. So you can be on your way. That's 15 years. 15 years. I've been doing this for 10 years, and let me tell you right now, no one, unless for whatever, strange, crazy, insane reason, since he were to stop being a company, there's no reason that I would ever have to be told that I cannot do this anymore, right? Unless I do something completely off the wall, right? Which I'm not that person. So I have a lot more to show in the 10 years that I've been a consultant than the 15 years that I spent in my cubicle job. I have had the opportunity to meet amazing people. I have an amazing network of a circle of people who I can rely on, who I can ask ideas, who I can confide in, who we can share our struggles, we can share our victories, we can clap for each other. And I have the ability to decide how my day is going to go, what I'm going to work on every day. Nobody's here to tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what time to wake up, what time to go to bed. I mean, for a lot of people, I'm living the dream. Hashtag income disclosure below. But I couldn't be doing this if I wasn't consistent. If every time I showed up or did a Facebook party or showed up for a live and nobody bought anything or nobody joined or nobody watched, and I just turned around and said, deuces, I am out, I wouldn't be here today. I've said this time and time and time again over these 10 years, that the things that we do today, and I know that the analogy's been used a lot, right? That we plant seeds. And that analogy rings true simply because the things that we do today will bear fruit in 90 days. What that means when we break that down doesn't mean that, yes, I went on Instagram and I did a reel today on dish soap. Actually, yesterday I did it. Went on and I did a reel on dish soap. And in 90 days, somebody's going to buy a dish soap from me. It's not exactly what that means. What that means is if I continue to share the things that I'm using, the things that I love, the things that I'm learning, the things that I am trying in my business, the ways that I'm working my business, all of those things are going to benefit other people within the business, and it's also going to benefit my business when it comes to sales, because my customers are going to know, hey, I see her over there every day, every week, every month, month after month, year after year, still talking about this Scentsy and how much she loves this Scentsy and she uses this Scentsy. So when they're ready to buy, or when they're ready to join, or when a consultant needs help, there's resources. Or if it's a customer, they know how to get a hold of me because I have been consistent. Because I have continued to show up, not for anybody else, but for me and my business. My house is empty except for me, my dog, and my 2 cats. My husband's at work. Youngest is at school. Do you think anybody woke me up today? I mean, my alarm did to get her off to school. But after that, not gonna lie, I came back to bed. I was up late watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, for goodness sake. Nobody came to wake me up today. Nobody came in and said, Jacqui, come on, come on, we gotta go. We gotta work a business today. Come on, you want sales next month, right? Come on. You want team members, right? Nobody was here to do that but me. You guys, at the end of the day, your business is all about you. And it's all about how much you put into it, more specifically. So when we talk about systems, which we talked a little bit about that last week, and when we were doing the title-based trainings, which if you missed any of those, I did a training for every single title except director. I didn't get to that one. I will though. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So I did 7 different trainings last week alone. Not because I needed them, but because I have set a precedence of saying, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up to help other consultants. I'm going to show up to be there for my customers. So when they're thinking of Scentsy, they're thinking of me because they know I'm always showing up in their feed somewhere or on a page somewhere, on their Instagram or whatever it is, right? Either talking about Scentsy, showing a picture about Scentsy, whatever. I'm consistent. And I will tell you right now, that is what has gotten me to this point. It is not because I am fantastic in sales. Quite the opposite. I'm not fantastic in sales. I'm fantastic at sharing the things that I love. I challenged myself to do better than I did last month with my sales every single month. Am I going to be the person who got the absolute highest PRV last month? Want me to be honest? I'm probably going to say probably not. Could I? Yeah, I could. I could. Have I? Not yet. Will I? Who knows? Because I'm still going to show up every single day, regardless if I was top sales last month out of however many people. Regardless if I sponsored the most new team members last month out of however many people. I'm still going to show up because this business is all about showing up. So if you're sitting there, and I really want you to be honest, and I really want you to look at how you're showing up. Are you showing up? Now, I'm not saying that you have to train other people in order to have a successful business, but I choose to do that because that's just who I am, and my passion is training, and I love sharing what I do, and I love networking and connecting with other consultants. That's just something that I like to do and I choose to do. That is not part of the business. It is part of the business for me as a leader to help my specific team. Yes, I need to put effort into that. So I could make these training videos, every Tuesday training, or trainings that I do on programs like Trello and boards and Canva and whatnot, right? All the other things that I like to share with how to use this program or how I use it, blah, 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 blah. I could just choose to share that with only my team because that's truly the only responsibility I have is to just share with those people. But do I choose to share it with all people? Yes, because that's just who I am. That is not a requirement. If you don't enjoy training, don't do trainings. Here's the thing. If you don't enjoy trainings, don't do them. If you don't enjoy making samples, don't do them. If you don't enjoy doing Happy Mail, don't do it. If you don't enjoy having conversations with people, don't do it. Will some of those things hurt your business? Probably. When we're talking about sales and building a business income, right? But nothing's requiring to say that you have to do that. You could just sit in your own little shell and do whatever it is that you're going to do and not ever tell anybody what you're doing, right? You don't have to have a Facebook to work this business. You don't have to have a social media marketing background to work this business. Here's the thing. Scentsy has a really large library of trainings available on the workstation, which you get for free. You have access to that for free. It doesn't cost you any money to access the training center or all parts of the workstation. None. But Scentsy wants to be able to have the resources for people who want to learn, who want to do better, who want to be more consistent, who want to show up. You don't want to? That's fine. Don't. But don't come and ask me next month, how come this isn't working for me? How come I'm not getting any sales? How come nobody wants to join my team? I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably going to take a quick look at your social media and look and see, okay, I don't see anything there. Maybe you're doing something behind the scenes, so I'm probably going to ask you, what have you done? You know the number one response I get when I ask people, what have you done? They say, I've talked to people. I've asked people. Where have you asked them? When did you ask them? How did you ask them? What exactly did you ask them? And for a lot of people, when I have those conversations, they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, I did some posts, and yeah, when I went out, I talked to a couple people, or yeah, I messaged some of my friends." Y'all, that ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. If direct sales was that easy, let's be honest, everybody would quit their cubicle jobs tomorrow and start doing this full time. That's just a fact. If my husband could do that, he would. He would be like, I love that job, but if I can just do this, shoot, right? It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes pouring into yourself, and it takes consistently showing up. Showing up when trainings are offered. And I know that you cannot jump on every single time that there is a live training. I know this. I know this from experience. Hi. Cubicle Life 101 was my life for a long time. I will tell you, I couldn't, if I even carried a phone, I would get the death stare, right? Like if I carried my phone to a meeting or something, right? I didn't have the opportunity to look at my phone during the day. I couldn't check Facebook messages. I couldn't check text messages. Well, sometimes I could. I mean, sometimes. Not every day was a crazy day, but most were. My point being is this, is that so what I did, because I couldn't do that during the day, is as soon as I got home, as soon as I got off the cubicle job, I did. I continued to show up. I continued to when I was cooking dinner. Oh, let me go ahead and rewatch that replay because I couldn't watch it because I was at work today. So while I'm cooking, I'm just going to put my phone up here, prop it up against the countertop here, and I'm going to watch that and listen to it like while I'm cooking dinner. And I kid you not, that is how I did the majority of my own personal learning, right? Pouring into me was literally when I was cooking dinner. Because that was like the only time that I could sit down and put my ears on and actually listen to something. Usually without being interrupted, because in my house, when I'm cooking, my family's like, no, just leave mama. Just leave her be. Let her do her thing. We're going to sit down and eat when she's done. Okay? So they usually leave me alone. It's the perfect time to listen to trainings when I'm cooking dinner. So, my point in all of this is being consistent in your business looks like a lot of different things, right? It looks like continuously following up with previous customers or past hosts. It looks like being consistent on social media because, I mean, hey, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, okay? A lot of us, whether we want to agree or not, rely on social media for our business. Maybe you don't think you do. Maybe you haven't really thought about it like that, but you do. Because here's the thing. When you create a team page, or I'm sorry, when you create a business page, or when you create a VIP page, that's social media, friends. So whether or not you want to say that you use social media for your business or not, you do if you have any of those things. You do if you've ever posted a picture on Instagram or Facebook or done a TikTok or gone on Snapchat or gone on Pinterest. You've used social media because it's what we do. That's the world that we live in. And I mean, my goodness. I come from an age where I didn't have a cell phone when I was growing up. We didn't even have a computer in our house when I was growing up, okay? We had computers at school. My point being is that everyone now pretty much uses social media for something. So if you're going to be on social media, take full advantage of being on social media and show up for yourself. Not for me, not for your sponsor, not for anything else other than your business. Because I can't show up for your business on my social media. I can try to give you words of encouragement and empower you and try and get you excited about your business and try and get you to understand the potential that this business can do for you and your family and those you care about. I can do those things, but I don't have any control over what you do afterwards or throughout the rest of the week. I'm not your boss. I'm not anybody's boss. Not anymore. Say goodbye to that in 2019. So, what you gonna do? Are you gonna start being consistent? Because let me just break it down and tell you that when you start showing up consistently, when you continue to share, when you continue to show what you're using in your life, and the things that you like, or the scents that you like in particular with our business, right? Those are the things that, if done consistently, are going to be what helps you work your business and getting and increasing your sales, the people you sponsor, and your reach overall. Because just because someone doesn't buy from you or join your team doesn't mean that they may not think of you when they see somebody post and say, who knows a Scentsy consultant, because I'm in need. Or is talking to a friend and saying, oh my gosh, I wish that I had a better way to make my house smell good, because, you know, I've got young kids and I don't want to leave candles lit and just around the house. I can't do that anymore because I've got young kids, and trust me, they'll come around. They'll grab those candles. Yes, they will. And somebody would say, well, have you ever heard of this Scentsy thing? There's this thing where they don't use candles. They even have these systems where it's like not even anything that gets hot, right? Like they have these things that don't even have to be plugged in. And they can put them in the car. I saw too that she took it to work one day. And then when she was like, she took a picture, she was like sitting in her office and she had this going, talking about how she could smell the scent. Freaking fabulous, by the way. Cucumber and cactus water, ain't gonna lie. And it lights up and looks good. I mean, I just put a sticker on there. This is my personal, okay? The point being is, if you are consistent in your business, and yes, there's going to be times where sales are low, sponsoring is low. There's going to be times when sales are high and sponsoring is high. Do you think that every single month the big box stores have record-breaking months? No. Are some months better than others? Heck yeah, they are. Go ahead. Those are like all public knowledge. You can look that stuff up. Google it. I don't even know where to Google or where it would take me, but you could, because it's public information. My point being is, we have to be consistent in our business, whether or not we see instant results or not, because that wasn't really a snap. There we go. That was a snap. Okay. Whether or not we see that instant gratification of, ching, I got a sale. I just went live. Oh my gosh, I got a sale. Okay, just because we don't see that happening doesn't mean that if we continue to do that time and time and time and time and time again, that at some point, yes, there will be the ka-ching at the end, right? Or 2 days later, or a week later, or maybe a month later. Because people are people watching on social media. Do you like to people watch? I love to people watch. I love to people watch. I find it interesting. I find it interesting to people watch. It's a whole sociology thing. I remember taking courses in college on sociology and the study of others, right? And it always fascinated me. And it really made me think about, you know, how people develop patterns and how they do this and why we do the things that we do. And let me tell you that if you haven't really looked at social media and how it can influence others, you need to look a little bit harder at it, or you need to look at it in maybe a different way. because it does. Case in point, my Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. Let me tell you, 2 months ago, I think maybe I had heard the name Amber Heard. Maybe heard the name. I couldn't have told you really or picked her out of a lineup of who she was. But I can tell you right now, I certainly know who she is now. I can certainly tell you I got an opinion on her now, okay? But I had no idea anything about her or had any opinion of her 2 months ago. That's the power of social media, right? Like that. So look at how you're utilizing your social media. And if this is something that you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Jacqui. I don't know how you do that. I don't really even know what I'm looking for. Here's a really easy way around that if you really don't know how to take a good look at what your social media looks like. Because you can do it on Facebook to where you can view your profile as public to see what it looks like from like a public point of view. If you weren't a friend of yourself, right? Have somebody else look at it. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your kid, maybe it's your best friend from high school. And just say, hey, I need you to do me a favor, and I just need you to like look through my Instagram and tell me, what do you see? What do you think the things that I like are? Or what do you think that I'm into? Or whatever, right? And get their opinion. If they don't mention Scentsy in any of it, then you got some splaining to do. Yes, you do. That means you need to be showing up more. So what happens when we find that we're not doing something and maybe we should be? We change it. We pivot. We come at it from a different angle. And we learn from it, right? And one of the things that I'm teaching our youngest right now, who's gonna be a middle schooler. Hallelujah. One of the things that we are teaching her is the power of failing. Failure is powerful. Failure is powerful because, for one, failure shows that you are trying something. Not everything you try is going to work. Spoiler alert. Case in point, my first marriage. Yeah, okay? Not everything that you try on the first try is going to work. Sometimes it does. That's awesome. Sometimes we win on a lotto ticket too, right? Sometimes we win the bingo, right? We don't do it every time. But you know what? We still go out and buy a lotto ticket the next time, don't we? Yes, we do. Because there's a chance. There's a chance that I might win. A very small one. But there is a chance that I might win. So I'm going to buy that lotto ticket. Or play the Powerball. Or play the Mega Millions. Right? For that chance. Why aren't you taking a chance on you? Is it because you don't think that you're good enough, or you don't think that, you know, you're as good as all these other people that you see? Let me tell you, I didn't start out this business knowing jack squat about Instagram or how to leverage it or how to really get on Facebook and do a post that people would look at or upload a video to YouTube. I had absolutely no idea. Absolutely none. For some of you who are younger than I am, I am in my 40s, my early 40s. Let me rephrase that. My early 40s, 43 to be exact. But I will tell you this. I didn't spend my whole life on the internet. I didn't spend my whole life on social media. My 12-year-old, I'm pointing back. She's at school, whatever. But my 12-year-old, oh my goodness. She's had an iPad since she was like 2. I mean, she was on social media, but you know what I'm getting at, right? She at least knew how to navigate an iPad. she figured it out, right? Or I showed her which buttons to push and she started pushing them. And ever since, she just keeps pushing them, right? And now she's on YouTube every day watching YouTubes. And I didn't show her how to look up YouTube videos. I promise you, I did not. I did not. She figured it out though. So you can do the same thing. I want you to realize that you have the ability to do anything that you set your mind to. That you have just as much opportunity to be successful in this business. Whatever success looks like to you. For me, for a long time, success to me looked like paying the car payment. That was success to me. I know I've shared it before, but I'm telling you, that very first month that I got a paycheck, that I was actually able to pay my car payment, I literally cried, people. I cried. Because for one, I never thought it actually was possible for me, because I was like, who am I? Plus, I worked a full-time cubicle job, right? So I didn't have the time to spend all day figuring it all out and Googling everything and watching YouTube videos to teach myself. But I did it. And it was because I didn't give up on me. It was because I knew that there was opportunity. I knew I had the potential. I just had to figure out how to actually get there. And spoiler alert, I didn't have a sponsor who showed me. So I had to get on the YouTube. I had to go on Pinterest. I had to Google how to upload a video to YouTube and then literally watch a YouTube video to show me how to upload to YouTube. Had to figure it out. So I didn't use it as an excuse as to why I couldn't build a business, because I didn't have time to do in-person parties. I was working full-time during the day. As soon as I got home, my husband went to work. We had one car, and it was a crappy car at that. But I was paying for it. And we had, our youngest was young, right? So I couldn't afford the babysitting either. And then on the weekends, me or my husband, we're usually trying to pick up overtime shifts just to be able to make the rent and the bills and all the things. So I didn't have time to do events. Plus I have a chronic back. I'm not even gonna get into that, but I physically can't do all of that stuff, right? I wish I could, but I can't. Have tried and regretted it horribly. I just can't. I just have limitations, and that's me. So I have a lot of reasons that I could say, I can't do that. I can't be as good as they are. I can't be successful, whatever I figure out as success, right? Because what success is to me and what success is to you is different, right? It's all relative. Oh my gosh, that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. I'm not going to even, no. I digress. So, bottom line is, you want to be whatever it is, you want to hit that goal that you want to hit, be consistent. You want to figure something out, you wish you knew how to do something, figure it out. Watch training, watch a couple of them, watch 20 of them, because sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I've watched a lot of videos on how to do a lot of things. I'm still teaching myself Procreate, because I'm just now learning how to actually like create stickers, and Procreate is just it's an Apple product, I think. I don't know. Is it on the devices? I don't even know. But basically, it's a program where you can draw, right? And so people, and I know you've seen them. If you're watching this video, I know you've seen them, and you may even have one where it's like that caricature, you know, cover photo or whatever that you utilize in your branding. So you can draw, you can, you know, make stickers, you can, you know, do all kinds of things, right? So I'm still teaching myself how to use that. I don't have a private tutor. I don't have a best friend who's really good at it. I don't have, you know, somebody that I can say, hey, come sit down with me because I want to learn this. Show me how to do it. Show me how to do it. I don't have that, right? So I have to learn myself. Same way with our business. We have to decide, how bad do we want it? How much do we want to get to that next level? How much do we want to be able to bring in more income? Then we have to take the time to really figure out what it is that we need to do. And we need to be consistent, first and foremost. Whatever it is that you do, you need to be consistent in it. Whatever. Whether that's social media, whether it's going live, whether it's just trying to get better on social media, whatever. You just got to be consistent at it. You don't have to be perfect at it. Case in point, you want to see imperfection in the flesh? Go back and watch my early YouTube videos from 2013, 2014, 2015, you know, probably up to like 2018. I don't even remember when I actually started like editing, honestly. But I will tell you, they were not good quality, okay? But did that mean that I stopped? No, I still showed up every single time when I was tired, when I was in pain. Y'all, I have had 4 different laparoscopies, and I have endometriosis, which is a chronic pain disease. It does not have a cure. I've had all those pieces removed from my body, and I still have the disease and the pain every single day from that. Do you think that there are days where I hurt so bad that I don't want to show up for anything? Oh my gosh, what if it falls on a Tuesday? I can't show up to that. I can't do a training today, guys. I do not feel well. Now, I am not telling you that you got to show up when you don't feel well. That is not what I'm saying at all. So please don't read into what I'm telling you. But what I am telling you is sharing my example of I wanted it so bad. I wanted to be successful so much. I wanted to make this work so much that, yeah, I can't even count how many videos or trainings that I've done, or Facebook parties that I've done, because they were scheduled and I'd made a commitment to either myself or to another person or to my team or what have you to show up, that I was in pain. And I might have been laughing and smiling and giggling and whatever, but I can guarantee you, as soon as I hit that off button, it was not a pretty sight. Sometimes we have to do the things even when we don't feel like doing them. I do these Tuesday trainings at 1 p.m. every single Tuesday. There's been a handful of times over the years, or for whatever reason, either I haven't been home or something has come up where I just didn't make it Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Maybe it was Tuesday later in the day. Or there's been a handful of times where I did it on Wednesday because I couldn't the day before. But only a handful of times. Can I tell you today that I'm having a really bad pain day? You know, the nurse or the doctor will ask you, what is your pain? Rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever had. I'm about at an 8 today. Not gonna lie. I am about at an 8. Could I have said, nobody will probably even watch the live. I can probably just record it later. Nobody will care. Or maybe I just won't do it this week. I just don't know. I'm just tired. I'm really tired. So I'm just not gonna do that. And if I continued to have that attitude, would I continue to grow business? Probably not. Probably not. So, figure out why you want this business. Why? Is it so you can take care of the bills? Is it so that you can, you know, quit the job? Is it just so you can, I don't know. I mean, I know my why. My why is to pay this house payment. That's why I work this business every single month. Every single month I work this business, and the first thing I do on payday is I pay the house payment. You want to know how much my house payment is? You don't, trust me. Let me just say, I gotta work. I gotta work. Now, could my husband take care of the house payment? Sure, he could. He has a great job. He does really well at his job. He loves his job. He's really good at his job. Would we be able to then go out to eat or go out and buy new clothes when we need them? Or would I be able to go to SFR? Or would I be able to, just go to Target? Would I be able to go to the grocery store and not have to worry about how much I'm putting in the cart and try and mentally do math, which, by the way, I suck at and I'm not good at it at all. Or get up to the cashier and do all the hopes and prayers and praise be, don't let it be declined. Please let there be enough money in the account. I've been there, friends. I have been there. So yeah, could my husband and his salary take care of all of that? Sure. But we'd be stretched on everything else. So I'd either have to go back out into the world, which I don't want to ever do again, right? And work for a boss and ask for time off when I want to do things and the whole thing, right? We all know what it's like to have a job. That is why I show up consistently to my business. It's important to me. It's important to me that tomorrow is my daughter's graduation ceremony. And while my husband cannot take the time off of work, he just can't. He's an operations manager. He's the boss, y'all. So if he wanted to say, hey, I'm about to skip out for 2 hours, I'll be back, he could. But he can't because he's made commitments. Who can? I can. Why? Because I have shown up consistently and worked my business consistently and built my business to where when those things come up, I can go do those things. I don't have to ask anybody for time off. I don't have to, stress myself out or work overtime or go to work on a Saturday because I took off on a Wednesday to go watch my daughter's graduation. Because God forbid I wanted to see her in some of her moments as she's growing up. Because I didn't get to do that with my two oldest. Why? Because I had bosses. And I had schedules. And I couldn't just take time off to go do those things. This is my last opportunity. This is my last child, right? I'm going to be a grandmother at Thanksgiving, yes. And that's completely different. But this is my last chance with my last child, my third child, to be able to be a part of those moments. I'm going to tell you right now, I would not trade this for anything in the world. So am I going to show up for my business? Yes. Am I going to show up today? Yes. Am I going to show up tomorrow? Yes. Am I going to show up this weekend? Yes. Am I going to show up next month? Yes. So what is your why? What is your why? Is it strong enough to make you show up? Is it strong enough to help you to motivate yourself to keep trying? Is it big enough to where you're like, I'm not gonna stop until I figure this out, or I'm not gonna stop until I get to the point to where I can fill in the blank? How important is it? If your why is not big enough to make you want to put the time and effort and energy and learning into, you need to find a different why. Or maybe you need to come to the realization that this might just be a hobby for you or a fun thing that you do. And that's fine. I'm not telling you you have to have a big ass why like I do. You don't. Again, the beauty of this business. You don't. But if you do, Or if you want to be that and you just are not there yet, I'm going to tell you all day long, you're going to have to be consistent. And yeah, there's going to be days where you don't feel like being consistent, but you got to be consistent. Excuse me. You have to be consistent anyway. And I know this training is a little bit more of tough love than what I'd normally give. So I apologize. I'm not here to make anybody feel less than. That is not my intention. I am here to remind you that you can do the hard things, that you can do the things that you don't think you're capable of doing. One of the things that I never thought that I was capable of doing or achieving or being able to get was annual mentor. That one was really important to me. Why? Because my passion outside of Scentsy, because when I was working the cubicle job, that's what I did. I was training and teaching. That's what I did. That's what I've always done in almost every single job that I'd ever had up until Scentsy. Because I love it. It's something I enjoy. So I do get fulfillment in that aspect. But if it didn't mean a lot to me, if it didn't mean that I believe in you guys, that every single one of you watching this, thank you so much, Heather. I adore you. I adore you. And next year, I plan to see you at SFR because, well, we'll talk. I know where it's going to be next year. Spoiler alert, it's in the state that you live. But I just want you guys to realize that I never saw myself here either. Ever. 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 For real, ever. Did I want to be, you know, when I joined Scentsy and really started working it as a business, did I want to be a director at some point? Sure, yeah, of course I did, right? We all kind of do once we kind of start working it. We're like, yeah, I wish I was a director. I wish I had a team. I wish I had this. I wish I had that, right? We all want those things, right? When we see them, we get all excited about it. It's so cool. But did I ever really think that I could do it? No. In fact, I told myself the opposite for a long time. I will never get to that point. I'm not that person. But did I? Yeah. Because I started to believe in myself. And because I continued to consistently just show up. I continued to consistently still do the mail outs, still send samples, still talk to people. Yes, I'm an introvert, and you guys know, I've shared with you before, I'm not the person that just openly walks up to somebody in the grocery store or out and about and starts up a conversation. Hey, have you heard of Scentsy? No, that's not me. That's totally not me. Not me. Even when I'm branded, like today in my Wax Boss sweatshirt, right? If I were to go to the store right now, which I'm not because I went yesterday, but if I did and somebody came up to me and said, what's your shirt about, right? What would I say? I'd say, oh, well, I do Scentsy. I work Scentsy. I'm an independent Scentsy consultant, and I get to work from home. Scentsy, if you haven't heard of it, it's wickless candles, but it's fragrance. It's really all about fragrance, and I love fragrance. Do you like fragrance? That's how conversations start. So, are you ready? Do you have your why? Do you need to rethink your why? Maybe you do. And I can't even count how many times I have had to sit down and really seriously, like sit down and think about my why. Because for a long time in the beginning years of my business, it was really hard for me to give a why for my business. My why was always just like, oh, so I can make the car payment, or oh, so I can have extra money and so we can, you know, get a little bit freer with, you know, because we're both working full time and busting our butts with the overtimes and all the things to make life happen, right? So I could have some extra money. That wasn't a big enough why, I will tell you that right now, which is probably why I did take a long time to get to director. There are some, and Lisa Sanderson, one of our directors here in this group, is prime example of the fact that she joined and within a year was a director. That wasn't my path. It took me, what, 7 years to get to director. That's a huge difference, right? That's a huge difference. But at the same time, while we all have our own journeys, she was focused more on her why. She was focused on really like cementing in what she wanted. And once I really realized that I needed to cement it in, that why needed to be so big and so scary that I was going to make myself either get up early or stay up a little bit later and get this done or send those mail outs out or, you know, go live and share the with box of the month and figure out how to upload it to YouTube, because I knew more people would see it on YouTube than maybe Facebook or Instagram. So I knew I'd have to get it out on YouTube, and that's how I knew I'd be able to do this business. Or, you know, I'd have to reach out and follow up with customers and ask them, hey, how are you loving your warmer? Do you love your warmer? Which scent is your favorite out of that 6-pack that you bought? Which one are you loving the most? Oh, you love that one? Oh my gosh, we have this new one out called Feelin' Punchy. Oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. I'm going to send you a sample. I think you're going to love it. I had to start rewiring how I worked my business and really drill down into that why, because once I made it that big scary why, once my husband and I decided that I was going to really give this a go and try and actually make this something, right? Rather than just the car payment, which I say just the car payment because now in retrospect, like that was what my why was. And that was huge for us, for me and my husband both. It was huge. My goal now is a lot scarier. It's a lot bigger than the car payment anymore. So I'm not saying that it's just, okay, I apologize. I probably came out wrong. But I told my husband, my goal is to be able to take care of the house payment every single month with the income I make from Scentsy. And I said, if I am able to get to that point, if I am able to do that, then I'm going to consider that a win. I'm going to consider that successful, because that would really help us. That would free up your entire salary each month to, you know, help with the other bills or make that car payment, because now mine doesn't make the car payment, right? Mine's more house related. Mine takes care of the house payment. You know, there's a gas bill, there's an electric bill. There's all these bills that come with a house, right? That was really big and scary. So while I would love to sit back and say, I'm just going to sleep in today, or I'm not going to work my business this week, I'm just not feeling it, or this is the last week of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial and I really want to watch it. I'd love to be in there watching the live coverage right now. I would honestly love doing that, but I'm not. I'm in my office and I'm here to work today because that why is big. So take some time. And if your why is not big, if your why does not scare you, if your why does not motivate you, because I can't motivate you. I cannot motivate you. I am your biggest hype person. I am your cheerleader. I am here to clap. I am here to celebrate the wins. I am here to talk about the times when we don't feel like we win, right? I've had lots of those. But I'm here to tell you guys that that really is the secret. If you want to know the secret is make your why impossible for you to say, I'm not going to work my business, or I'm not going to try for more sales, or I'm not going to try and hit that monthly sales award, or I'm not going to work on building a team or having people join me or whatever. I'm not going to do that. If you're not at that point, then I want you to sit down and really look at, what do you want? What do you want Scentsy to do for you? And give yourself a really big reason why. Make it scary. Because it's the scary why that's going to make you say, okay, I gotta get up and do something. Okay, I gotta make samples. Okay, I'm gonna have to reach out to people and see if they want to host a party. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask people if they want some sales. Okay, I'm gonna have to post on social media. Okay, I'm gonna have to have some conversations when I go out today. That's why. That's a why that is gonna get you to work your business. That's a why that's gonna keep you consistent. And I'll tell you, when I was working on mine, when I was really trying to figure it out, when I was really trying to make it big and scary, yeah, it was on a Post-it, and it was on my computer at home. It was also at my computer at the cubicle job. It was also the wallpaper on my phone for a long time. It was everywhere. Everywhere that I looked every single day, whether it was my phone, whether it was when I was at the cubicle, whether it was when I was here, I was looking at that, and it was just staring right back at me. So I made a choice. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to make it happen. I can't rely on anybody else to do that for me. I have to do it. And there's resources for me to figure it out, because again, if you feel like you don't have a good connection with your sponsor, or your sponsor just doesn't show up, or your sponsor or your upline doesn't do these things, right? Whatever. Here's the thing. I'm living proof to tell you that you don't need a sponsor. My sponsor blocked me in 2018 when I became a director. Have I promoted since then? Hell yeah, I have. Have I continued to grow my team since then? Hell yeah, I have. Have I continued to get customers since then? Hell yeah, I have. Have I continued to make the house payment every single month with my Scentsy income? Hell yes, I have. So it's not because I got lucky. It's not because I must have had a great sponsor. I must have had someone showing me how to do all these things. I had me, myself, and I to do those things. You can do whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Take back the power. Remind yourself why this is important. And if it's not scary, if it doesn't seem big enough to make you want to get out of bed or to do the things, then sit down and rethink it. And maybe one of those things can be, I'm going to do what Jacqui thought of. I'm going to challenge myself to make our house payment. I'm going to challenge myself to do something I never thought that I'd be able to do. That's where the magic is, you guys. And continuing to do that every single day, every single week, every single month. I'm not telling you can't take days off, because by all means, take the days off. I took off all last weekend, but I set myself up to where I got everything done so I could take the weekend off. Because I treat this just like I did the cubicle job. There are things that I need to do every single week. I know that there are things I need to do every single week to be successful and to hit my personal goals, because I've shown myself how to meet those goals, right? I need to have sales. I need to continue sponsoring. I need to be good on my follow-ups. I need to be consistent. I gotta show up. I gotta. So it was important to me that I did it. And I figured out how to do it by investing in me. If you would like to share your why with me, I would love to hear your why. So if you feel comfortable enough to do that, then by all means, share your why with me. I would love to hear it. I would love to see what it is that this business means to you, or what you want this business to do for you. And then I can help point you in the direction. Okay, well, that's your why. How are we going to get there? We can make the roadmap on how to get there. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen after you put in the work, after you show up consistently, after you do follow-ups, after you have conversations, after you build relationships, all of those things that we talk about all the time with Scentsy. So I believe in you. And I know that every single one of you watching this, no matter where you are in your Scentsy business, whether you joined yesterday, whether you're like me and you've been doing this for 10 years, I don't care where you are in your business. You have the potential to do this and much more. Much more. So set those goals. And then figure out your way on how to do those. And if you need help, talk to your sponsor. Talk to your upline, if that's not me. And have those conversations. I know you can do this. I am living proof that you can do this, even when it's hard. I believe in you. Don't give up on yourself. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.